risk it all on a crazy idea.
So we had no money. 242 people turned us down.
Yes.
The first investor was Sherry's best friend, who gave us $100,000, did not read anything. I walked out.
It's nice to have friends like that. But
so we raised the money to start the company, but we had something happen along the way. Should I tell that story?
Yeah.
I mean, this is an interesting story. So in 1987, I had 3 of my own stores. I had left Starbucks. I was working there as an employee, and Starbucks got into financial trouble. They had owned another company called Pete's Coffee in San Francisco.
So you're 34 years old with them.
Yeah, and the founder comes to me and says, we're in financial trouble.
Founder of Starbucks.
We're going to keep Pete's, and I'm going to sell Starbucks, and I think you're the right person to buy it. It was fantastic news. The price was $3.8 million.
How much did you have?
I had 0. And he gave me a 60-day exclusive to buy the company.
60 whole days.
60 days. So he came to me with it about a month in and said, how are you doing? And I said, I've got about half of it raised. I was insecure. I didn't know how I was going to find it. I said, but I'm confident. I'll figure out a way to find money. And he said, Howard, we got a problem. And I said, what's the problem? And he said, one of your initial investors of Il Giornale, who I had shared the information with, has come to us and given us an all-cash, no due diligence offer to buy the company. And I think
You're going to get beat out by a rich guy.
Yeah. Who was one of the titans of Seattle.
Yes.
And so...
Unnamed in your book.
I was... talk about crying. I was just absolutely...
You cried later when you got the money.
I ran home to Sherry. I said, we're going to lose everything. I tell a friend of mine that story at night, who was a young attorney, and he says to me, I want you to come to my office tomorrow morning and meet our senior partner. And I said, okay, I'll talk to anyone.
Big, tall, lanky guy.
Yeah, so 6'7", mountain of a man, and his name was Bill Gates.
No.
But not the Bill Gates. Bill Gates' father. So I walk in, I don't know him. He's really, I mean, at that point he was the legal mind in Seattle. I tell him my story, and he asked me 2 questions. He said, Howard, I'm just going to ask you 2 quick questions. It's yes or no. Did you leave anything out of this story? I said, Mr. Gates, no.
Well,
and he said,
is everything truthful? Did you leave anything out?
Is everything truthful? Is everything you told me 100% true? I said, yes. And then he said, come back in 2 hours. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I left. I came back in 2 hours. I go to his office, and he said, we're going to go for a walk. And I said, where are we going? And he said, we're going to go see the man. And I said,
the guy trying to undercut you.
Yeah. And I was saying, I was saying to myself, this must be how things get done. I was a young kid. I didn't know anything. So we walked across the street.
There was no use of the word Godfather or anything like that.
No. We walked across the street. I don't know if he called him. I don't know if there was an appointment. All I know is we walked into his office, and in 5 minutes, Mr. Gates dressed him down and basically said, you should be ashamed of yourself. And let me tell you, you're going to stand down. This is not going to happen. And this young kid, Howard Schultz, is going to buy Starbucks, and we're not going to hear from you again. And we walked out, and I just said to Mr. Gates, what just happened? And he said, and there's 2 parts of the story that's so important. He said, you're going to buy Starbucks, and I'm going to help you. Now, here's the story, the real story. Not only did he help me, but for 30 years, he never told a soul. The humility of the man, that he helped me, that he invested, and it was 1.5 years ago at the Microsoft CEO Summit that I'm on stage, I'm speaking, and someone said, you've got to tell the Bill Gates Sr. story. I said, really? He said, yeah, Bill and Melinda are in front row, you've got to tell the story. So
Bill Jr.
Yeah, I tell the story, and I realized Bill Gates, the Bill Gates, never knew him. Wow. His father, with great humility, never did anything other than have my back and help me acquire Starbucks. So, it would not be a Starbucks without Sherry.
And there was emotion then, and there's emotion now. I can see it.
And there would not be a Starbucks without Bill Gates.
So, isn't that a great story?